99% of all developers trying to create a SaaS are going to fail. But why are these guys winning? Let's get into it. I know there's a lot of hype. Everybody wants to come in and create a software as a service, create some type of application that makes some money, especially with everything that's happening in the world right now, as far as the economy, job layoffs, and all the things that's happening in our ecosystem. Everyone's going to try at least to see if they can make some money independently, right? But the truth is that people are making this big mistake, which is building an application without a plan of distribution. What do I mean by this? You need to make sure before you even build it, understand your audience and how you're going to get that application in front of that audience. If you don't have that, then now it doesn't matter what application you built, it's always going to fail. I want to take a look at this video from my boy Cody, where he basically talked about the frustrations and the problems that he's been through as an indie hacker and not having the success that he's supposed to be getting, especially because he's a great developer, super smart and really talented. So let's check this out.
So over the year 2023 and 2024, I was trying to become like an indie hacker. I wanted to build my own SaaS product. And I actually built out a decent amount of side projects and tried to market them on X, make videos about them and try to get some users. But overall, I don't think I've ever found too much success with the indie hacking. And I wanted to make a video to kind of warn others that hey, indie hacking is not something that you just can easily do. A lot of people you see online like levelsio or Marc with his starter kit, and they have tons of money that they're making. Or just you're scrolling through this indie hacker space and you see these people making hundreds of thousands of dollars from their application every year. And then you try to build something yourself, you try to emulate their success, and it just never works. Whatever you build, it seems like you just can't find the success.
And most of you guys are not going to find the success. And it's because you're missing the distribution part. It doesn't matter if you're a great developer. At the end of the day, if you can't get it to the right audience and solve their problems or give them something that they're looking for, guess what? It's never going to work. It doesn't matter how good you are, how great your idea is, it's just not going to go anywhere. So let's go in and actually take a look at Pieter Levels, right? So I'm going to explain this to you guys. Now, a lot of you guys know him from Twitter, from X, etc. I know him from way back when. Okay, so we're going on the Wayback Machine. No one that was following Pieter Levels at the time, this is 2013, no one was following him for developer advice, for his skills, how much money he was making. They were following him because he was a digital nomad. A lot of people at the time wanted to figure out how can they work remotely from any part of the world. And guess what? Pieter Levels took advantage of that and was able to go in and build the audience. Once he was able to do that, he had two distribution points. He had his blog and he has his Twitter. Now, again, this is his audience, the digital nomad remote work audience. All right. Once he had that, he went in and also said, well, what's the problems that people are having? Well, if you take a look over here, we can see that most people have an issue with, what location should they go to? What places should they travel? So he created a website, a community, nomadlist.io or .com, if I remember. Okay, from there, guess what? People are looking for remote work. So he went in and created remoteok.com. Guess what? Without this distribution of the blogs that he had, the Twitter that he had, no one would even go and sign up to this. You have to have some type of distribution and have an audience that you can go in and funnel into your applications. That's how he was able to go in and start making money. Comes in the second part of this. Once you already are making some type of money, like someone like Pieter Levels, he goes in and doubles down on that and takes it to the next level and says, well, now I have an audience of remote workers. Now I have an audience of people who are digital nomads. Guess what? There's a lot of people who are developers and they see me making money. So now they want to find out, how do I make money? How is it that I'm making money with all these applications, especially when I'm doing it with an index.php where everybody looks bad on that. And everybody says, well, this guy's not a great developer, but he's doing something right. Okay. So again, now all of these people come in. This is a new audience, developers looking for side income. And guess what? At that time, right? Now you have what AI is popping up 2-3 years ago in the middle of the pandemic, right? Guess what? He has that audience, that same audience that came in that started following him because he was quote unquote making money. Guess what? They start looking at his applications. Now he has interior AI. From there, he has photo AI. By the way, Shout out to Danny Postma, who I will say is the founder of this whole movement and this side of the AI and image applications, etc. You know, Peter Levels went in and pretty much did the same thing that he was doing, but he saw, hey, I got the audience. I could go in and monetize this. I could go in and take this to the next level, which he did. He's a smart guy, right? But remember, he had the distribution. There's no way around this. And if he says, well, I did this all on my own. No, you did it because you had the blog and you had Twitter. And then from there, everything else is being funneling down, which took a lot of work. We're not taking any credit away from that. But I want you guys to understand that there's levels to this, okay? No pun intended, but there's levels to this shit, okay? So guess what? Now he has levelio, right? .com, merch. Hey, you want to wear a hat? You want to wear a t-shirt? Guess what? You could also buy my merch, okay? He also did that with a book a long time ago. Guess what? Now he has the AI plane simulator. He sees what's happening with AI and also to people creating simple games. He goes in, builds a simple game, monetizes the game, and monetizes the audience that he already built over the last 10 years. Again, this is what you guys are not understanding. Distribution is the most important thing. Now, this is his next play, okay? Mega, make Europe great again, okay? Guess what? Twitter X has a huge right-wing community. Guess what? If you could go in and monetize 50% of that, and on top of that, monetize the fact that you're European and that you've been through all of these things, and now you're like, hey man, we need to open up the doors in Europe, make this, you know, a better place. Guess what? He's smart. That's his next play. Okay, you don't have to believe me. That is his next play. So now let's continue with this. Here comes his other son. Okay, we could say his next son, which is good old Marc Liu. Okay, Marc Liu sees the potential in this niche, which is developers looking for side income. How do they make money? So by seeing that and seeing how everything worked out for Levels, he knows social media is very important. Most of the applications that Marc Liu did, they're pretty much like simple apps, right? For if someone goes in and says, man, I want to make a lot of money, those applications wasn't making him money. But he leaned in on this idea of, hey, you are a developer. You want to figure out how to make an extra $500, $1,000, because that's what he was making with his applications. It's like $1,000, $2,000 a month. There's a lot of people that don't know how to do that. They have no idea. They're great developers, but have no idea on how to do that. Guess what he did? He goes in, creates a starter kit, a very basic starter kit, pretty much a GitHub repo that most of us have. And he said, you know what? If you want to learn how to go in and make $500, $1,000 extra, look how I did it, right? A lot of people come in and start buying the ShipFast repo, right? That makes him $1 million. Now, we understand how Marc Liu has built his audience on X, but let's go into YouTube because now Marc Liu has taken it to the next level. And I personally believe that Marc Liu is most likely going to go even further just because he has the personality, right? He has that goofy personality that people enjoy. And it's like, hell, he's like a wholesome guy. He's a nice guy. Like, he's not an asshole. Like, I know the whole internet is against him and people say, well, you know, you're selling shovels and this and that. Well, guess what? People are asking for the shovels. Somebody got to sell the shovels. Is you make the shovels or I make the shovels? Who you want to make the shovels? Oh, you don't want to do it? Cool. I'll make the shovels and I'll make the money. If you think that selling a shovel is wrong, there's Home Depot. Okay. So Marc Liu goes in and takes it to the next level and says, well, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put myself out there. And like I said, because of how he is, how comfortable he is in front of the camera, and just the effort that he's able to put into social media, he's now taking it to an even higher level. There's a lot of people that right now with AI, they think they can code. There's a lot of people that with AI, they want to get their hands dirty and start building things. There's a lot of people that don't even care about being developers, but they have ideas. It could be in accounting. It could be a nurse. It could be a teacher. Guess what? This is the audience that Marc Liu now has, the average person. And one thing that I want to go in and emphasize this on you guys that's watching this, all right? Both Peter Levels and Marc Liu, they don't have the broke audience. And I know this sounds fucked up, but everyone that's in here in this ecosystems, most of the time, They have either good jobs or have some type of income that's stable enough where if they have a product or something that they want to go and put out there, guess what? People's gonna sign up. Oh, this thing is $20. Cool. I don't mind. It's $20. Oh, this thing is $100, $200. Man, that's nothing, right? So they have a good audience, all right, where he can go in and monetize it. Again, going into Marc Lou, this is his next play. The random person that's like, I don't even know how to code, bro. Like, shoot, right? And then from there, pointing out how much money he's been able to make. Now, for a lot of us that have been making money independently, have been doing a lot of this stuff, $3,000, $2,000. I'm not impressed by that. But the average person that goes in and says, well, man, I haven't been able to make $500. I don't even know how to make $200. I don't even know how to get one person to sign up, right? Guess what? They'll see his videos, they'll see his content on Twitter, etc., and be like, man, I just want to make just at least $1,000. And that's what he's really selling. He's not going in and telling you, I'm going to teach you how to be a millionaire, how to make $1 million just like me. No, he's going in. This is how I'm able to go in and make $1,000. This is how I'm able to go in and use my code and be able to live with that. Okay. There's people that just want to travel the world. So pretty much everything that Peter Levels has done. Okay. Marc Lou is now doing the exact same thing in the exact same formula again and again and again. But now, because of how he is and not being scared to be in front of a camera, etc., like he's most likely going to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? As far as that ecosystem and that audience, and who knows what's his next step. Okay, his next step might be, I don't know, I'm writing a book, and most likely it's going to be a New York Times bestseller. Like, hey, how me and my girlfriend made $1 million traveling the world. Now the next book, part 2, how me and my girl are able to travel the world with kids. Like, this is the plan. Like, you could see it. What I'm saying with all of this, and hopefully this, hits your mind and you understand this, that you need to set up some type of way of distribution. You need to niche down into an audience. A lot of you guys have communities, or a lot of you guys already know like certain things or things that you're part of. Let's say, for example, you're into jiu-jitsu, right? MMA, right? That's what you do. Guess what? You can go in, create an audience in there, create content for that audience, and then create an application that solves the problem for someone that goes in and does jiu-jitsu. Now, I also want to tell you guys, building for developers is difficult. It's not easy. It's probably the hardest thing to do. Not only do you get to have other developers, instead of using your application, they're actually judging it. Because everyone here is an expert. Everyone here can build the same thing. And they're like, well, I could build this better. Hey, you're using this stack. Like, they're worrying about the wrong things, right? Now, I'm going to go back to my boy Cody. He has a great application, which was like a project management tool, right? Similar to something like ClickUp or even Monday.com. But he has some really cool features in there that I saw that I didn't see it in some of those services. So guess what? It's a great application, but the distribution is not there for him to actually go in and take this to the next level. So I give you an example. If Ali Abdal, right, goes in and takes the same application that Cody has, he will make that into a $50,000, $100,000 a month application. Why? Because the audience that he has is looking for productivity tools. Even if it's not the best tool, he already built the audience in there that they're looking for this type of content. They're looking for this type of service. And not all audiences are created equal. There's the broke audience. There's the audience that are mid-level, and there's the audiences that is luxury, and you can make a lot of money. You could go in and, hey, I got one product that sells for $5,000, and I only need 10 sold per year. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, guess what? There's different audiences. Now, I'm going to go in and show you guys another great example of this when it comes to distribution. This is a channel called, if I'm not mistaken, Your Average Tech Bro. I really like this guy because he's grinding every single day, right? It reminds me of me when I was just first starting to build my own niche websites and software as a service. And he's trying a whole bunch of things. And one thing that he realizes, he has a really good application, right, that wasn't making much money before, But now they decided to bring it back and try a different approach. And the approach that they're going for is creating its own TikTok channel. And the type of audience that they're going for, it's not even the people that's on his channel. A lot of times, if you go in and create these applications, I guarantee you 99% of the people that's in here in this comment section, they're not going to sign up for this. So what are they doing differently? They're going out of their way and creating videos on TikTok that's going to reach to the people that's in need of this type of service. They have an application that helps people prepare for interviews. So not just, hey, let me prepare for an interview as a front-end developer or as a back-end developer. No, they're going in and let's go and help people. Hey, I'm a construction site guy. Hey, I'm a manager at T-Mobile. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a nurse. I need to practice some of the interview questions that they're going to give me. And this application is going to give them unlimited questions to try to get them comfortable to a point where they could pass their interview. But not dealing with just this audience that he has on YouTube, which is a bunch of developers. There's no money there for him. The real money is on the actual people who have problems. You get what I'm saying? You have to understand that you could have 100,000, 200, 300,000, a million followers. If you don't have the right audience and you're not creating the right products for them, you're not going to be able to sell anything. That's just the facts. So guys, I hope that you guys learned a lot from this video and you understand that, yes, you're not a bad developer. Yes, you didn't fail. The issue is that you still haven't found the way for distributing your applications. You guys have great applications, great ideas, but you need to focus on what's your audience, what's your niche, and then from there, once you have that, then now figure out what's the problem and the issues that that niche is having, and then create the application. Once you do that, everything is going to flow perfectly. And always do, this type of applications that are connected to each other. For example, you have an audience that is, they're in MMA. Guess what? You build an application for the MMA fighters. Guess what? Those guys also need a diet. Now you go in and create a diet app. Guess what? Now you go in and create a workout plan app. Guess what? Now you could go in and have an app on your iPhone that records how many times you do sit-ups. Something like that. Now all these apps are all connected to each other. And that same audience that you already built, you could always create products and services for them. Okay? But you're going to have to get the distribution. Now, guys, again, if you're watching this, you already know the best place for you guys to learn how to code and to get into the game is CodingPhase.com. Now, this is not just for people who are beginners, but also too for people who are trying to find their job after being laid off. And also too for people that are already in the industry and trying to figure out how do they make money with the skills that they have. They don't know how to monetize their skills, right? Guess what? This is what we've been doing for the past 7+ years on CodingPhase.com. And you could go and check out some of the success stories of a lot of different people in this diverse community. This is not the papi and mommy kids. This is grown folks. You know what I'm saying? People switching careers, getting into the game. Again, this is what we do here. We come in, we make it super affordable, way cheaper than a boot camp, way cheaper than most courses that's out there, and we provide you with everything that you need to get up and running. Definitely go check out the links in the description, get a 20% off, and yeah, go check out CodingPhase.com. By the way, go check out this video that's here too.